Hey everyone, welcome back to Nick's Sports Trips. In this episode, I drove to the NHL's newest city, Salt Lake City, Utah, to see a game between the Utah Hockey Club and the Colorado Avalanche. It was my first time ever going to Utah, so I didn't quite know what to expect. I thought it would be a good spot to see some nature, which I did. I didn't know what to get for food, but you'll have to see what I decided on. And as for the arena itself, I knew that the Delta Center, where the game was being played, had a different situation for its hockey games because the arena wasn't built for hockey. And there's a partial view of the rink in the upper deck. So take a guess. Let me know how much you think I paid for these partial view tickets, and I'll reveal it at the end of the video. So let's go. First time in Utah. Salt Lake City isn't usually the type of city that I like to go to, but I'm really enjoying it so far. Enjoying the beautiful landscape, the mountains that everyone knows Utah for. And excited to check out the Delta Center. Got a unique situation for the ticket I have, more on that later. I'm excited to see what the fans are like in their inaugural season, their first few weeks of having an NHL team. First, I'm going to go to the Red Iguana, a Salt Lake City staple that should have some good Mexican food. Just finished up at Red Iguana. It was pretty loud in there, so I'm recording this from my car afterwards instead of at the restaurant. But I got the shrimp tacos. They're pretty good. A little spicy, which isn't terrible for me. But had some good avocado on the side and really good beans with cheese, like that. It was a little bit expensive, more expensive than I would have wanted, like $22 for shrimp tacos. Not the best value for your money. So I didn't know what to expect from Salt Lake cuisine. Really hadn't heard much about what you eat in Salt Lake. Most of the places I looked at were Mexican places, and being from LA, didn't really excite me much because I have Mexican all the time. But Red Iguana was probably one of the more well-known restaurants in town, and so I went there, and it could have been worse. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Maybe I should have tried something else like the mole, because I never really had mole, but I guess they were like famous for it, or just like the way they were saying that is like that's their famous thing. So and they had some other Red Iguana like staples or whatever they said on the menu that were supposed to be good, and I didn't get that. I ended up getting the shrimp taco special, and was okay with it, but maybe it could have been better. So now I'm excited to go into the Delta Center and take in the game. Let's go. When I bought my ticket, it let me know that I had a partial ice view. I was interested to see what that would be like. Most of this section behind the net is not available to be bought because of the restricted view that you have from those seats. Something cool that they were doing for the inaugural season of the Utah Hockey Club was selling these really cheap concessions. I got this hot dog for only $3. Wasn't the best hot dog I've ever had, but for $3 at a stadium, it will definitely do the trick. So Colorado ended up beating Utah pretty good in that game, 5-1. Not really a huge surprise, as Colorado is really good and Utah is still finding their way. But yeah, I was happy to see Utah get a goal while I was there. Happy to see the home fans get into it. There's a lot of away fans, if you couldn't tell from the video. So the Avalanche fans were definitely pretty happy with how things were going. But overall, the Delta Center is a pretty cool arena. They had some really cool, like, new things. Like, I was able to get a phone charger to carry around because I needed to take some videos, obviously. And yeah, I was able to order that hot dog like you saw. And yeah, it was just pretty cool vibe to it, pretty easy to get to. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. As for the partial view seat, I mean, you know, it's not ideal. They're going to fix that with either a new arena or fixing it with like fixing that upper deck part, I think, in like the near future. So yeah, and the correct answer for how much I paid on that seat was $91. I know that $91 might not sound like a lot to some people in the NHL world because the tickets are really expensive in like New York, Canada, other places. Boston, I know, is expensive. But I'm used to LA prices. You can get tickets for like 20, 25 bucks in a lot of games. So 91 for a game where you can't even see that corner, it's kind of a lot to me. So
Did I actually get ripped off? I don't know. It's hard to say. I wanted to go to a new arena, so it was worth it to me. But would I be paying $91 every time for to not be able to see that corner? Probably not. So yeah, Red Iguana. The more I thought about it afterwards, the more I thought it was just kind of like very average to me. Like, and coming from Southern California, have access to great Mexican food anytime I want, pretty much. So going to that restaurant, I maybe probably wouldn't go to it again if being me. If you are craving Mexican food, maybe that's the place you want to go to in Salt Lake. Yeah, I didn't know what kind of a cuisine they have in Salt Lake City, and I looked it up, and the number three thing they have in Salt Lake that they talked about was green jello. So I didn't think of it as much of a big foodie city when I saw that, and yeah, so I wasn't really expecting to have like the best food while I was there, to be perfectly honest, and yeah, that kind of played out at Red Iguana. As for Salt Lake as a whole, didn't get to spend a ton of time. Got to see the Great Salt Lake, obviously, and I like that. Would have liked to maybe do some more nature things, but didn't have the chance to. For what I did do, it wasn't the most exciting city that I've been to be perfectly honest. Might upset some friends I have in Utah, but I didn't really find it terribly fun or exciting from the things I did. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Don't think I would rank it as one of the best NHL destinations to go to. But who knows? Maybe I'll go back and someone will tell me, oh, you got to do this, this, and this, and I'll end up going and loving it instead. I'll be back with part 2 of this road trip where I saw a Vegas Golden Knights game. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.